Welcome back to Vinyl Decal School. Thanks for joining me. Any likes, subscribes and follows are always appreciated, so thank you in advance for those. So a few months back I did a video on trying out my iPad to cut on my Cricut for the first time, so I thought it was about time that I did a version with my iPhone as well, because believe it or not, in the 4 years I've had my Cricut, I've never actually tried cutting on it using my phone. I've just always used my MacBook. So yeah, I thought I'd do a video. I'll download the app, see how easy it connects and see how easy it is to do different designs on there and then cut something. So it's pretty easy to download the app from the App Store. I just searched Design Space and downloaded it. It downloaded pretty fast. There were some other apps on there for fonts and designs and monograms, but they all look like they needed in-app purchases, so I didn't bother with those. I just opened the app and signed in with my existing Cricut account. So it was pretty quick to sign in, but you might need to create a new one if you've never used it before. And it brought me to this page, but first thing I needed to do was to connect my machine. So I did click machine setup. I've got a Cricut Explorer 2. I didn't really read the instructions. I just tried connecting from here. And as you'll see in a second, it didn't actually work because you need to set it up in your settings first. So I went into the settings on my iPhone, into Bluetooth, and then added the device from there. It gave me the pin 4 zeros to add, and then you pair the machine and it should connect within your Bluetooth. Then as soon as I went back on the app, it just connected automatically and updated. It did take a couple of minutes to update, but not too long. And then just continued into the app. I didn't want Cricut Access. Didn't want to do a test cut either, but it might be worth trying if you've just got a new machine. And it just opened a new project to get going. So if you look at all the little buttons down the bottom, if you usually use Design Space on a computer, they're usually at the top. But it's got all the same sorts of things like add a shape. You can add images. A lot of them you have to pay for, but they have like a free this week's section. There's often ones that are free. Just want to try some out. And some fonts. There's Cricut fonts, again a lot of which you have to pay for or have Cricut Access in order to use, but there are some free ones on there as well. And also some fonts on your phone, or at least there should be. They're all quite standard and boring. As far as I'm aware, to get new fonts on your phone, I think you would have to download a separate font app, because you can't just add fonts as normal on your phone. But rather than doing that, you might want to have a look at the ones that are available to purchase or get Cricut Access if you're going to be using your phone a lot for things. But I thought I would just upload a PNG file with a background for this example, because I wanted to see how easy it was to remove the background. So it's just a case of tapping on all the white bits. I think this would be a lot easier if you had like a stylus or a pen for your phone. Using my thumb wasn't that easy. I did keep clicking on things when I was trying to move it and accidentally getting rid of stuff I didn't want to get rid of. And it just takes quite a little bit to load each bit it's taken away. So this did take longer than it usually would on a computer. So I think if I was going to use my phone in future, I would upload SVGs, if you can do that, I'm not sure, or transparent PNGs where it didn't have a background. But I got there in the end. And when you go to the next section, there's also this smooth button, but didn't really do much, and a despeckle, which didn't work with this design, but if you had quite a rough design, I think that would be helpful. And I just went next and saved the image. And I want to do it as a cut file because I'm making it in vinyl. And all of my other files from my computer were already in Design Space as well, so that'll be there now in my Cricut account, so I can use it on my iPad, computer or my phone. Quite easy to resize it with that little resizing box. Just wanted to make sure it was on inches, so you can find that in the settings bit. It's not too difficult to move the screen around if you pinch it as well. I just wanted to add a couple of shapes to see how it dealt with having multiple designs basically. So you can open your layers, and I just kind of held it to click on both, but didn't really do much. If you want to edit individual designs, you open that edit box and you can change the position or the size. You can also draw a box around both designs, and then you go on actions if you want to group, attach, weld. I thought I would just, or slice or flatten, do whatever you need to do. I thought I would just attach both of those so they stay together when I make it. So that takes you to the next section. From here you can move the designs around on the mat, but you also have the snap map feature like the iPad as well. So take a picture of your mat with your vinyl on. And this is really good for if you've got loads of different pieces, or if you want to use a few different colours, you can make sure the design's in the right place and it's not over the edge of the vinyl. Once you're happy, just continue. Make sure your material is set to the right setting, either on your machine or the custom materials button, and then pop your vinyl into the machine and press cut. And there's it done. Super quick. Oh, that one I lost an eye. Yeah, so just my initial thoughts. I don't think I would do this a lot of the time. Purely it's just a lot easier for me to do everything on my computer, but it would definitely be helpful if I wanted to take my machine somewhere else, rather than having to take my MacBook. And if I just wanted to do some little things, probably would be quite easy to just take my phone and do things from there. So once it's done cutting, just go back. If you use that top right button, you can switch between home, canvas and the make area. Makes it quite easy. Yeah, and that's it done. I hope you found that very quick overview of cutting on a phone with your Cricut helpful. Please subscribe for more videos like this in future.